Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE Smackdown vs. Raw 2007 General Manager Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz. This is Backlash, our first pay-per-view of this series, and it's going to be a big one as we're trying to overtake Smackdown in the ratings. We're a little bit behind at the moment, but this is a great opportunity for us to get ourselves back in #1 position. Of course, Backlash has a pretty big card. We're going to get to that in a moment, but first, let's check in on our roster. Let's see how we're doing at the moment. You can see our popularity for our superstars heading in towards the pay-per-view. Some of our guys are a little bit content. There are a couple little losing streaks, things like that. And a lot of guys actually want championship opportunities. They want title shots, so some of them will get that tonight. Some of them won't. But here's our rivalries heading in towards the pay-per-view as well. We've had a pretty good run so far. I mean, we've had a lot of rivalries that we started from the beginning, we've kept with them, and so far so good. I think our ratings aren't doing all that great, but I think tonight on Backlash, this is a great chance, like I said earlier, to turn that around because these rivalries will culminate, and this is going to be good. So this is what's going to happen. We have a Steel Cage Tornado Tag Team match between Eminem and Kane and Big Show. But I tried to make this a World Tag Team matchup, but as you can see, for some reason, it won't let me put them in a title match. I don't know why this is. It's saying that they're not in contention. Is that because they haven't won enough matches? I don't know. If you know the reason for that, let me know in the comment section down below because I'm a little frustrated with this. I don't know what happened. Next up, Intercontinental Championship matchup, JBL versus Shelton Benjamin. Women's Championship Fatal 4-Way match, Lita, Mickie James, Trish and Melina. TLC Fatal 4-Way, Batista, RVD, Booker T, and Randy Orton. That should be a good one as well. #1 contendership matchup between John Cena and Eddie Guerrero in a tables matchup. That's just going to be singles, and our championship will be on the line. WWE title match, last man standing match, Kurt Angle versus The Undertaker. Nothing on Heat. We didn't really have anything else. We had a couple. I think we had Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch to use, but we didn't bother to use them. Why? You know, we had nothing for them. But hey, it's time to get into the pay-per-view, so we're going to kick it off with our tag team matchup. Here we go. We got Eminem coming up against The Big Show and Kane. Eminem are our tag team champions. Like I said earlier, wanted to make this a World Tag Team Championship matchup. We couldn't, but we'll see anyway. So look, if Big Show and Kane win tonight, well, then I think they'll definitely be getting an opportunity for the tag titles, if we can allow it. I don't know really why. I don't know why that's happening. I mean, they are recognized as a tag team. As you can see, they have a tag team entrance. So I don't know why it's not putting them in the title contention. I thought any tag team, you throw any two guys together, they'll get a tag team title opportunity. Seems as though that's perhaps not the case, so I'm not exactly sure. So, is it a fact that they need to win more matches? They have, because Kane and Big Show, I don't think they've had a few losses recently. They've been a bit of a losing streak. So, is that the case? That's really the only thing I can think of. So, look, if they win tonight, they'll get an opportunity for the tag team titles on the next episode of Raw. And we'll make sure of that. So, Steel Cage matchup between Eminem and Kane and The Big Show. Of course, the only way to win this one is for both members to escape the cage, I believe. I think both of them have to escape. So, it could lead to a 2-on-1 handicap match situation. Or, which, if it's Eminem, let's say, for example, Johnny Nitro escapes, a 2-on-1 handicap situation. Kane and Big Show versus Joey Mercury. That's not going to end well. So, I think you really have to kind of time when you're going to escape the cage. So if one of you try and escape early, you leave your other partner vulnerable. You need to try and take both guys down at the same time and both escape at the same time. That gives you the best chance to win the match. Because like I said, you are alone with one of these guys, it's going to be tough. And saying that as well, on the contrary, if, for example, Kane, he escapes first, then it's Eminem versus The Big Show. The Big Show is pretty much two men anyway. You put Eminem combined, they're still about the size of The Big Show, so that really won't phase The Big Show too much in a handicap situation. So definitely Kane and Big Show have a huge advantage in this one, but as well as that, trying to escape the cage for those guys at their size is going to be very difficult. So Nitro and Mercury escaping the cage will be much, much easier for them to do. They're much more agile, and they should be very quick at getting over the top as well. I'm sure they're going to be very, very quick, especially coming up against Kane and Big Show. And of course, these guys have been feuding since the beginning. We started out, we formed Big Show and Kane as a tag team at the beginning, and I think that was a good decision. And obviously, we have Kane and Murdoch as our other tag team. We can also bring in some other guys. That's really what I want to do for the tag division right now. I want to bring in another team at some point. A lot of you guys have been saying you can bring in Edge, form rated RKO, you could do the Brothers of Destruction, you could do DX, you could do so many different things. And yeah, there's a lot of tag teams that I could use. I mean, I believe there's Regal and Birchall as well in the free agency that I probably won't really want to use, but it's there, it's an option. You know, I kind of wanted to bring in Kane and Murdoch just to, you know, a legitimate tag team that was a tag team for a while, and, you know, kind of build them up to something and perhaps do something with them later on. But definitely the tag team division is something I'm really trying to work on and improving. And if you watch my 2008 General Manager Mode series, the tag team division was very, very bad. It just never really got going. And that's something I don't want to happen this time. I want to make the tag team division as good as it possibly can be. And as saying that as well, you know, there's a lot of trades I need to probably do, so you expect to see some trades coming in the next couple of weeks. You know, building popularity is a difficult thing to do, and I know probably the only way to do it is doing handicap matches over and over and over. That's probably the best way. I don't really want to exploit that too much. I want to just kind of keep it legitimate. If I have to do a couple of handicap matches here and there, sure, but I want to try and make sure the series is legitimate, because I didn't really like exploiting the trophy date thing on 2008 GM mode, so I don't want to try and exploit any kind of, you know, flaws, you know, any possible ways. I believe that's Nitro trying to escape, not going to happen though. So I don't want to try and exploit the game too much. I want to kind of keep it legit and, you know, build our popularity up, you know, properly. And, you know, the best man, whoever's winning the most matches, will get himself an opportunity at the title. You know, it's not about who I want to win, who I want to be the next champion. It's about the guy who has earned it and deserved it. So anyways, right now we got the big show going at Nitro, Kane and Mercury locking up as well. So you can see Nitro and Mercury taking a little bit of damage so far, but Kane as well suffering a bit. So it's a pretty even contest between these two teams, and that's really kind of what I've expected tonight. Eminem have been pretty good. You know, they've been winning a lot of matches. They've been very, very impressive. Kane and Big Show have dropped a few matches. They've been a little bit inconsistent. I think they're just trying to find their feet as a tag team. And, you know, that will take some time, and it's just how it kind of works. You know, you need to build that chemistry between your team, you know, between your two partners, as Kane takes down Nitro there with a nice DDT. Big Show trying to climb out of the cage now, the big man trying to get out of there. And Nitro back to his feet, and Big Show takes a big fall. So there you go, Big Show almost getting out of there, but oh, wait a minute. Big Show takes down Mercury. And, oh, a choke slam there from Kane on Nitro. Big chance now. Big Show trying to escape. Big Show's nearly at the top. He's very, very slow. As you can see, the 400, 500 pounder trying to escape. Not easy to do, but I think he's going to get out. Big Show has escaped. Now Kane's trying. Can Kane get there? If he wins, they will get themselves a tag team title shot. And, oh no, Nitro takes him down. Saves the match. Eminem still in this one, just barely. The Big Show's out of it. Kane now isolated, 2-on-1 situation. And Nitro trying to go off the top rope, didn't quite get all of it. I think he got Mercury more than he did Kane. And now Kane has to try and take out Mercury and Nitro and get himself the hell out of there. Down goes Nitro. Mercury's down as well. But Nitro back to his feet. And Kane waiting. What is going to be Kane's next move? He's coming after to Nitro now. Whips him into the corner. And the tag team champions trying to hang on here. Kane just has to get out, and it's a done deal. Now, Mercury set for a ride. A big choke slam. Now he just has to take out Nitro. That'll do it nicely. He's climbing straight away. Getting the hell out of there. Here we go. Here's Kane. Trying to escape. Both men are down. And Kane at the top. No one's anywhere near him. And Kane and the Big Show walk away with the victory. And that is enough for me. They will get themselves a tag team title opportunity when we can get it to work. A tag team opportunity in the future. Big victory for these two men. And after a couple of weeks of losses next to their name, just struggling a little bit heading in towards the pay-per-view, they've hit back strong. Steel cage match, arguably very much suited to their style. You know, two big men, very difficult to kind of, you know, like I said, you get a handicap situation, so hard to overcome that. But they were able to do it. And, you know, despite having the big size to them, they're still able to get themselves over the top of the cage. And now, our Intercontinental Championship matchup. Here comes JBL, the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, coming up against Shelton Benjamin. And JBL, well, he's been hit and miss as well. Has been involved, of course, in a lot of multi-man matches. Has Shelton and JBL, you know, they haven't really faced each other one-on-one that much. They've had a couple matches, but I think it's been pretty even. You know, both men, I think, may have gotten a victory apiece, I believe. Shelton Benjamin now, our Intercontinental Champion, coming out now, and this is something we're trying to be working on right now. Shelton Benjamin, he's obviously his popularity only in the 50s. I think he might be just in the 60s with the IC title next to him. He's a guy that I want to kind of give him that opportunity to grow and prosper here on Monday Night Raw. They, you know, obviously Shelton Benjamin, like I said, low popularity, and it's going to take some time to kind of build him towards that position. But I think giving him the IC Championship is a good chance to kind of give himself opportunities, be involved in matches more often, and important matches, and, you know, perhaps we'll see how it goes. You know, perhaps he will, you know, grow and into something that we can certainly use in the future as a high-level prospect here on Raw. As JBL, I think he's about 68, 69 popularity, so he's around that 70 mark, which is good. You know, in that 70 region, that's kind of where you want a lot of your superstars to be. We've talked about this on the previous GM Mode series. You know, where do you want, you know, your superstars to be? You know, what kind of area do you want certain superstars to be? You know, do you want the IC Championship? Do you want him to be that 50 to 75 mark? You know, your world title to be 75 plus. Obviously, we don't have a cruiserweight title now, so we don't have to worry about that. But, you know, you have to kind of wonder and kind of figure out where do you want superstars to be? Where do you want certain superstars? What position do you want them to be in, you know, to kind of get the most out of them? You know, obviously we don't want to inflict in the world title as well. That's kind of why, you know, Shelton and JBL are kind of our two IC Championship prospects. But as JBL has a submission hold here on Shelton Benjamin, I would also like to bring in a few extra guys. You know, I kind of wanted to bring in some more mid-card guys to kind of boost up this Intercontinental Championship division. Because right now we have a lot of guys like RVD, Randy Orton, even Booker T to an extent, Batista as well. You know, these guys who are pretty much moving up to the world title. You know, we've got a lot of guys around that 70 mark that are kind of heading towards the 80 region. I don't really want to give the IC Championship to anyone at that level. So we're kind of missing, you know, that middle period, you know, that middle area. We've pretty much got Booker T. He's really the only guy that we can kind of use. RVD is surprisingly moving right up to that 80 mark. He's doing very, very well. As JBL, what's he got planned now for Shelton Benjamin? Here we go. Powerbomb to Shelton Benjamin, and that could be it. As JBL still working away on Benjamin right now. And of course, Benjamin down is our Intercontinental Champion. It will desperately trying to stay in this matchup. JBL perhaps thinking about bringing in a toy to into this matchup, introduce something to this one. And what's he thinking? He's got that sledgehammer in his hand. And now, oh, went for the big shot there. But Shelton Benjamin with the counter, and JBL getting the hell out of there. And that's a smart move there by JBL. Don't follow a man who has a sledgehammer in his hand. Don't come after him. He's able to stop Benjamin now from taking the sledgehammer shot to his head. And he takes down Benjamin as well. So just finishing up that point, you know, we might have to try and think about bringing in some guys in that mid-range area to the roster just to kind of boost it up and kind of give us a little bit more variety for this Intercontinental Championship. Because, like I said, RVD, you know, all those names, Randy Orton, they're moving up to that world title. So we have a lot of guys, we have a plethora of guys in that world championship, you know, division, I guess I can say, or, you know, popularity range. We've got a lot of guys there, but we just don't have enough in that Intercontinental Championship range. So that's kind of the next plan. That's the next step. Boost up the tag team division and give ourselves a few extra guys. Obviously, Kane and Big Show are two guys that we can use. And, you know, if we aren't using them in the IC Championship, you know, we can use them as tag teams. So I guess I think about it, Kane and Big Show are two guys that we can obviously use as well. So, a few extra guys wouldn't hurt. But then again, you can only have 20 guys on the roster. You can only have so many guys. So that's kind of, the difficult thing, the difficult situation. As Shelton Benjamin takes down JBL there with the championship belt, and now he's trying to make JBL tap. Shelton Benjamin trying to make JBL tap after doing the damage with the title belt. And oh, a low blow there by JBL. Typical JBL, doing everything he can to try and win this matchup, trying to get another championship around his waist, desperately doing whatever it takes to win this matchup. He has the title belt. Benjamin has the sledgehammer, took a shot with the sledgehammer, but he missed. JBL also missing everything. They need to stop just trying. Stop using these weapons because they're just missing everything. But this time JBL didn't miss the steel chair shot. And now striking away, trying to probably bust open Shelton Benjamin. JBL sledgehammer in hand again. Shelton Benjamin still in this one though. But if he takes another shot from a title belt or a steel chair, he's going to be in some trouble. JBL coming in the ring with a steel chair. Benjamin trying to strike with a sledgehammer. JBL avoiding it. And now hits him with a steel chair. This could be it though. Here we go. Another powerbomb is on its way. Down goes Benjamin. The cover. Here we go. 2 and 3. New Intercontinental Champion. JBL has done it. Shelton Benjamin's IC Championship reign has come to an end. It didn't last long. Only 4 weeks before this man, JBL, spoiled the party. Took the Intercontinental Championship away from Benjamin. And he is now our new champion. JBL has done it, finally. Beating Shelton Benjamin and getting the IC Championship around his waist. New champion. Our first championship change here in GM mode on Monday Night Raw. And it's come from JBL beating Shelton Benjamin here tonight. As we move on to our next matchup. It's our Women's Championship matchup. Not the Divas, the women. As one of our #1 contenders here tonight, Lita, coming out. And this is going to be very, very interesting indeed. 4 women in this match, all at the top of their game. And I honestly have no idea who's going to win this one. It could go any way. But I'm very much so intrigued and interested to see which woman will step up to take the prize. As here comes our champion, Mickie James. And she's kind of been involved with Lita in recent weeks, I believe, and it's been very interesting. Obviously Lita and Mickie James battling it out, and there really hasn't been any kind of clear-cut winner in this situation. But now you probably thought it was going to be a one-on-one matchup, but it's been turned into a fatal 4-way for the title. As here comes our other contender, Melina. So, Mickie James probably expected to defend this in a singles matchup. Now she has to prepare for a fatal 4-way. And that's obviously going to be very, very difficult to do. It's something, you don't really want to have to be involved in. You're a champion, you want to have the one-on-one advantage. But now, only a 25% chance of winning this one, as Trish Stratus coming out now. And obviously, she's been involved in a little bit of a rivalry with Melina in recent weeks as well. So fatal 4-way match for the Women's Championship. Trish, Melina, Lita, and Mickie James. Here we go. This should be pretty exciting. Obviously, Mickie James is our Women's Champion right now, and she's not really doing all that well on the popularity mark. Her popularity is much less compared to the other women, but this is a good chance for her. Women's Champion. You give her the championship, you give her a little bit of a boost up, you can see how she goes as a champion. How far will she go? How good will she be as our champion? Will she be able to survive? Will she be able to, hang with these other 3 top women? Obviously, one of the things we need to probably do as well with the women's division is bring in another woman or 2, That's the thing, I think 20 spots on the roster, there's so much you want to do, but there's not really enough space to kind of do it. So it's kind of difficult to keep the women's division, doing so well. I mean, you don't really need that many women. 4 is probably the minimum you need. Any less than that, you're just struggling a little bit because you're just rotating between 3 women. It's just kind of bad. I wouldn't mind 5. 6 would obviously be great, but if you bring in 2 more women, you have to sacrifice somewhere else, and that's obviously something I don't really want to do. And obviously, as well as that, I mentioned on my 2008 GMO series in the last couple episodes, one of the things I really wanted to do on this series is bring in women and use them as managers, and obviously been doing that a bit with Melina. So you can use women as managers and kind of boost up, you know, the popularity of other guys, and, you know, help them out and boost ratings and things like that in other ways. So that's something else I've also kind of considered as well. And obviously, I was pretty pissed off when SmackDown picked up Torrie Wilson. That was kind of like the woman I wanted. I wanted to bring her in and have her as my 5th diva, 5th woman, whatever you want to call them. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it. So now I probably have to try and make a trade. I don't know who I'm going to trade out. That's the problem, though. Who do you kind of trade out? Who do you sacrifice? Where do you go? Considering she's around that 65 mark, 66, something like that, maybe even the 70 mark. We don't really have many guys in that region, so that's kind of a huge problem for us in trying to bring her in. So we may have to actually sacrifice perhaps 2 guys. So, you know, maybe we get rid of Kane and Murdoch, for example, and bring in Torrie or something like that. Do something like that to try and, you know, bring her in, and then, you know, sign someone else to kind of make up for it. I don't know, but that's just a thought. You know, obviously, if you have any ideas, suggestions to who you would like to see brought in the series, please let me know in the comment section down below. As now submission hold locked in as Trish breaks it up. Mickie James trying to retain, but Trish Stratus looking pretty good at the moment. And uh-oh, wait a minute, the chick kick! Down goes Mickie James, the color! Melina sent over the top, Lita unable to break it up, and Trish sneaks away with the victory, and she has won the Women's Championship. Jeez, I didn't expect that. It was a quick one. Trish hit the kick and pinned the champ. She sneaks away as the champion. Lita unable to break it up. Melina was sent over the top rope, and Trish Stratus wins the Women's Championship here on Backlash. So that is a huge victory. Our 2nd title change already. And that's just the first half of what is going to be a 2-part pay-per-view, guys. Thank you so much for joining me in the first half of Backlash. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, and of course subscribe to see the next episode coming out very, very soon.